Kia ora, hello, I'm Philip Duncan. Thank you very much for joining us for our Monday weather forecast for September the 19th. We're tracking rainmakers across both New Zealand and Australia over the coming days, and we've also got a special outlook for London tonight, New Zealand time, for the Queen's funeral. But let's kick off with the forecast for the next few days, and with the animated wind map today showing where the high and low air pressure lie. We can see high pressure in the bright colours out to the east, and low pressure down here and also around western parts of Australia. This is the big high pressure zone that brought a mostly settled weekend, but a windy end to it for the South Island. Now the windy weather through Cook Strait and spreading across some parts of the North Island, and that's where the rain is also about to move through. Over in Australia, low pressure out to the west. There's somewhat high pressure out to the east, but that rainmaker to the west is going to move right across the southern and eastern sides of Aussie over the coming days. So let's take a look at the rainfall. This is the 3-day rainfall for New Zealand, kicking off from 6 o'clock this morning, Monday. Heaviest falls out here where over 120 millimetres is likely around the eastern side of Bay of Plenty. Coromandel Peninsula around about that 50-60 millimetre mark, and up here in the north you're sort of seeing around the Bay of Islands around about that same amount, 60 millimetres or so, and then further to the west about half that amount, around about 30 millimetres. Also some heavy falls, similar totals, 50-60 millimetres around the west coast, and we've got a few heavy falls around Golden Bay, nothing too serious now, about 30 or 40 millimetres for you. So that's the bulk of the rain for the next 3 days ahead. Here we are on Tuesday, so you can see that front. It's a slow moving front blocked by that big high. So we will see patchy rain, which will gradually accumulate across Monday afternoon and evening, and then through across Tuesday as well. We've still got a westerly flow. It's not overly cold in the New Zealand area. Meanwhile, this low deepens a little bit, or this system moves across. It'll be fairly windy from about Broken Hill in western New South Wales down to about Adelaide. That area there just getting into the gale force zone with those northerly winds. By Wednesday, that low has deepened and now pushing rain across New South Wales and into parts of Queensland and ACT as you go through the day. Over in New Zealand, we've still got patchy rain, but there's another high, a weaker one, trying to move in around about Wednesday. So that's what you're seeing coming through there. Now, speaking of Wednesday, rainfall totals here for the next 3 days from Wednesday shows right along the east, including Sydney, getting up to about 50 millimetres of rain, spread over a couple of days, but that is what is coming through from that system. Let's go to Thursday now. There is the rainmaker just starting to leave Australia, fairly settled weather behind it. Over in the New Zealand area, we've got rainmakers coming down to the north, and we've got a bit of high pressure to the south. Now, La Nina has officially returned. That's the headline from the last week. Not a lot of signs of it really at the moment. Easterly winds to the north, a few showers up in the tropics, nothing too serious occurring up there at the moment. But on Friday, start to see a bit more of a rainmaker through this zone around parts of Vanuatu. You're noticing the rainmaker in Australia on Friday finally moves out to sea, and a small area of low pressure comes into the North Island of New Zealand with some rain. Keep an eye on your rainfall totals at Weather Watch or over at Rural Weather. This system just might move around a wee bit, mostly because it's surrounded by this wall of high pressure. So this one may not pan out exactly as it looks right now, just based on experience. And then we go into the weekend, and there's a colder southerly coming in for parts of Victoria and Tasmania, even getting up into Canberra and potentially just getting into Sydney. New Zealand's got that low pressure zone falling apart. Showers around the North Island, maybe a few coming into the South Island. Nothing too serious there though. Otherwise, the weather in New Zealand's fairly settled. We've also got a rainmaker coming in to Western Australia, the next spring-like system with windy westerlies. All right, let's head over now to the United Kingdom for the Queen's funeral tonight in England, in London, and we are expecting settled weather with a big ridge of high pressure parked right over the top. So the temperatures for the funeral around about 15 degrees. The high is 17 on Monday in London. Light winds and the skies are looking dry, and you can see the times up there for the Queen's funeral. And that is all from me for today. We will be back again on Tuesday with our next update as we track those rainmakers crossing Australia and New Zealand. We'll see you then.